Stop settling for leafy tomato jungles when you could be harvesting baskets full of ripe, juicy tomatoes. The secret isn't in expensive fertilizers or fancy gadgets, it's in strategic pruning that forces your plants to redirect their energy from producing endless foliage to creating the abundant fruit you're actually growing them for. This proven pruning method can literally triple your tomato production when done correctly, transforming even struggling plants into prolific producers. Your tomato plant is constantly making decisions about where to spend its precious energy, and left to its own devices, it will prioritize vegetative growth over fruit production. Think of your plant as having a limited energy budget. Every leaf, stem, and sucker is competing for resources that could otherwise go toward developing those beautiful tomatoes you're dreaming of. When you understand this fundamental principle, pruning becomes less about cutting and more about strategic energy redirection. The key lies in recognizing that tomato plants naturally want to grow tall and bushy, spreading their energy across countless branches and leaves. While this might look impressive, it's actually counterproductive for fruit production. By intervening with targeted pruning techniques, you become the plant's energy manager, ensuring every ounce of nutrients and photosynthetic power flows directly to fruit development. The most critical pruning technique for maximizing fruit production involves identifying and removing suckers, those sneaky little shoots that emerge in the joint where a leaf branch meets the main stem. These suckers are energy vampires, appearing innocent but actually stealing massive amounts of resources that should be feeding your developing tomatoes. When you spot them early, usually when they're just a few inches long, you can simply pinch them off with your fingers. The timing of sucker removal is absolutely crucial for maximum effectiveness. It's a good idea to check your plants every few days during the growing season, especially when things are growing quickly. Young suckers come off easily with just a gentle pinch, but if you let them get bigger, you'll need to grab some clean pruning shears to avoid damaging the main stem. And don't worry about being too aggressive. Tomato plants are remarkably resilient, and honestly, they'll thank you for this intervention by redirecting energy to fruit clusters. Remember that not all growth should be removed. You want to maintain enough foliage to support photosynthesis while eliminating the excess that creates competition. A good rule of thumb is to keep the main stem and primary branches while removing secondary shoots that aren't contributing to the plant's structural integrity or fruit-bearing capacity. Ground-level maintenance is often overlooked, but incredibly important for both plant health and fruit production. Those lower leaves that touch or nearly touch the soil are magnets for fungal diseases, pest problems, and moisture-related issues that can devastate your entire crop. By removing these vulnerable leaves, you're not only protecting your plant's health, but also improving air circulation around the base, which helps prevent the humid conditions that pathogens love. So to get started, take a good look at the lowest 12 to 18 inches of your plant and, systematically remove any leaves that are yellowing, touching the ground, or showing signs of disease. This process isn't just a one-time thing. It's something you want to keep up with throughout the whole growing season. As your plant gets taller and develops more upper foliage, those lower leaves become less important for photosynthesis anyway, which makes them, honestly, prime candidates for removal. This lower pruning also, makes watering a lot more effective by preventing soil splash onto leaves, a super common way diseases spread from soil to plant. You'll notice improved air circulation right away, and your plants will develop stronger, more disease-resistant growth patterns that, in turn, support better fruit development. Fruit clusters really need direct sunlight to develop properly and reach their full flavor potential. If your tomato plant gets too dense with foliage, those interior fruit clusters get shaded out, which can lead to slower ripening, smaller fruits, or sometimes even complete failure to develop. By strategically removing leaves around your fruit clusters, you can, honestly, dramatically improve both the quantity and quality of your harvest. So, when it comes to leaf removal, focus on taking off those leaves that are directly blocking sunlight from reaching your developing fruit trusses. You definitely don't need to strip the stem bare, but making sure each fruit cluster gets enough light will, really help speed up ripening and boost the size of your fruit. This step is especially important for indeterminate varieties since they keep producing fruit all season long. Now, pay special attention to the leaves that are growing right above or below your fruit clusters, because those tend to cause the biggest shading issues. Sometimes, honestly, just removing 2 or 3 well-chosen leaves can turn a struggling fruit cluster into a real productive powerhouse. When your tomato plants reach unmanageable heights, or when you want to force them to focus energy on existing fruit rather than continuing vertical growth, topping becomes your secret weapon. This involves cutting the growing tip of the main stem, which immediately stops upward growth and redirects all that energy into developing and ripening existing fruit. The timing of topping depends on your climate and growing goals. In areas with shorter growing seasons, top your plants about 6 to 8 weeks before your first expected frost. This gives existing fruit time to mature while preventing the plant from wasting energy on new growth that won't have time to produce. For greenhouse or extended season growing, you can top plants when they reach your desired height or when upper fruit production begins to decline. Don't be afraid of this technique. It's incredibly effective for forcing rapid fruit development and ensuring your existing tomatoes reach full size and flavor before the season ends. Ready to transform your tomato harvest? Try these pruning techniques and watch your plants shift from leafy ornamentals to fruit-producing powerhouses. Remember to subscribe to Smart Garden for more game-changing techniques that will revolutionize your gardening success, and share this guide with fellow gardeners who are ready to maximize their tomato potential.